This is Teal at Joy Journey Insight, doing a reading for the solstice, for the December solstice. For those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, this is the winter solstice. And for our friends down in the Southern Hemisphere, this is actually the summer solstice for them. And because I'm in the Northern Hemisphere, my focus, of course, is going to be a little bit more on Yule and the winter solstice in my terms of thinking, but this spread applies to anyone. So, oops, sorry about that. I kicked the stand. So I am using the spread that I'm using. This is my handwritten rendition of it because I couldn't find the actual journal that I use. It's called it's a spiral spread, and it's called the Sacred Spiral. No, the Spiral Journey or the Sacred Journey Journal. Anyway, they don't make it anymore. Latest one I saw was 2018. The one I have is from 2011. But I thought that I would get us going here. So this particular spread will go from now to spring equinox, so pretty much the rest of December, January, February, and most of March. And so this shows us where we are, where we've been, and where we're heading towards. So where we are right now is the Ten of Pentacles. And this one actually makes a lot of sense for a fair number of people anyway around this time of year. This is about happy home, happy families, about building legacies for the future, right? And so the Ten of Pentacles typically would be a celebratory feeling, right? When you're having, friends and family over for the holidays, for example, and recognizing how many of those folks are actually, our chosen family in terms of our how close we might be to many of our friends. So that's kind of the essence of where we are right now. And in that essence, we can look at it both in its upright and reverse kind of meaning. So, in terms of the reverse, this could also be a time for some to be feeling the lack of that happy home, security, positive feelings. So this could, whoops, sorry. So this is the time where people can be and there's always that amazing thing called and. Some of us can be happy about the holidays, but also sad because we miss someone that won't be sharing them with us. So this is a really interesting time. But this is the time where you're encouraged to focus on, what you have and about giving, and sharing. I like the word sharing as opposed to giving because we think of gift giving around this holiday season for a lot of different religions, actually. And really, it's more about sharing what you have in terms of food. If you have gifts, those can be shared. But gifts are never meant to be obligatory. Gifts are meant to be something that you give from your heart. If you can't give gifts, if you don't want to give gifts, you don't have to. You certainly don't have to feel obligated to give gifts if someone has given you a gift. But if giving gifts makes you feel good, you are certainly more than welcome to do that. This is kind of both sides of the picture here. The second card is our past. What's kind of led us here? So the last 3 months, we've been going through some times of change. There's been some letting go, some acknowledgments of loss. And again, this reading feels a lot like the and that I'm doing. So for some people, they're still dealing with this. Some people are struggling with letting go, with changes that might be happening, transformation, because letting go is scary, and rebirth is also a scary, possibility. So death is about the fact that some things must come to an end, and they have to come to an end in order for something else to begin. So this is something that many of us are dealing with. I don't have it in here, but I did post some themes for 2025, and it looks like this kind of transformation, letting go, moving on kind of thing is actually going to continue into the next year as well. But there's been some really significant and important things. I do want to mention, of course, that Samhain took place, between the autumn equinox and the winter solstice. So there's a little bit of that too. So acknowledging that energy there. Oops. Oh, sorry, folks. I've got this on a selfie stick, but it's not going to stay stable if you kick it. So, um, the next one, this is the present and energy. And so there's a focus right now for many of us on spirituality. Um, and I like in this particular deck, the focus is on spirituality rather than on traditions, although traditions are also what help us. So the present is also, keeping traditions that are meaningful to us and changing traditions no longer quite fit, or making new traditions for ourselves. This is also about getting educated on what's going on. Reading the writings of other people can also inspire us on our journey. This is also a really good card to see as we recognize that 2025 is actually a 9 year, which means that 2025 is the Hermit. So building up our knowledge and our supplies, if you will, as we go into the cave for introspection. So we have all these things that we can use for our daily practice and our daily lives. The top one, number 4, this is the future. This is sort of, again, where we're headed. And the future position is always really interesting to me because, of course, the choices we make today affect our future. But in this particular situation, so the future in this particular spread usually deals with the next 3 months, as it were, until we get to the next one, right? But what's interesting is that we are moving to a place where we open up to our imagination, open up to our feelings, get creative, get playful. So we are actually moving from this place of sort of letting go to making space for open hearts and new ways of thinking about the world. And our imagination is going to help us do that. The 5th position is called possibility. These are possibilities that are coming our way. Now, another cup. So this is interesting. There's the Page and the King of Cups here. The King of Cups is about finding our own center in terms of being able to meditate, being able to ground and center, being able to make those times where we can sort of let the heaviness of the world go. The King of Cups could also refer to a mentor or a trusted friend who can help you, or even a spiritual leader, which kind of fits well with our Hierophant as well. That there's someone there to hold space for you in a very empathetic kind of way. This could even be your therapist if you have one, or your life coach. All right, so this one, the 6th card, is about blessings. These are the blessings that we have that are helping us at this time. And interestingly enough, this is the Ace of Wands, goes really nicely with our Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is creativity and imagination and playfulness, where the Ace of Wands is about energy, about creativity, about spirituality, about possibilities. It's just a very creative card. The wands can also be linked with spirituality, which kind of really fits nicely also with our Hierophant and our King of Cups over there. And then we have the synthesis. What ties this all together? And ultimately, there we go. Ultimately, we have a Page of Wands. So notice there's 2 pages. So the Ace and the Pages are all this sort of new energy, about new possibilities, new potential. So I really love to see Aces and Pages in a reading. The Page of Wands kind of links a little bit with our Ace of Wands here. And this is about following the creativity, about making space for you to be creative. This could include pulling out your old hobbies, things that you like to do, your crocheting, your knitting, your drawing, your coloring, your painting. It could also be things like, just going for walks and paying attention to what's going on around you. And so it's really nice that we're moving into this. So, if you remember, the winter solstice is also about we're in the time of darkness. The sun is standing still, and we are welcoming the light back in. And so I kind of see this kind of energy here too, like welcoming the light back in. So as we move closer to the spring equinox, or the March equinox, because it would be the autumn equinox for folks in the southern hemisphere, as we move towards March, right, things are going to get lighter. Things are going to get, so there's a certain amount of this. There's a lot of focus in the next couple of months on your personal journey. That's really important. But also, if we know that while the 9 is the Hermit in tarot, which means you're going to be pulling in and focusing a little bit on you, the 9 is also the humanitarian when we look at it numerologically. So we also might be doing things outside of ourselves to address injustices or other kinds of things to either help people or, that. So we're going to be both working on ourselves and reaching out to make a little bit of a difference to others in the world. But it's really important that we remember to continue to work on ourselves, because that's really easy to get put by the wayside. But also not to spend so much time focusing on what's happening in the world outside of you that you forget to pay attention to yourself. So I like to always tie these in with an oracle card. So with the overall message, we got Storm, and this is from the Seasons of the Witch Yule article. Oh, this is about the 11th version of this video I've made. My cat kept trying to help me. So here we are. This one is, as long as I can get through, I'm not going to worry if it's perfect. All right, Seasons of the Witch. So it's storm, as within and so without. There are storms a-coming, a change without doubt. And this actually fits very much with the theme that I got for 2025, that there's going to be a lot of change and transformation, a lot of clearing out of things in order to make room for the new. It's not necessarily going to be an easy or comfortable year. So, gathered energy, challenge, change. Hard to read this way. There's a storm brewing on the horizon, and it's headed straight for you. When this card appears in a reading, you can expect massive change, upheaval, or a complete shock that throws you off your game. A lot like the Tower in the tarot. Such changes could be significant, like an unexpected divorce, losing a job, financial ruin, or loss of where you call home. Ultimately, these changes will bring about something positive, although it may not seem that way at first. It may seem like the universe is determined to bring you down. This couldn't be further from the truth. The universe is only taking away the things that have been holding you back, giving you a false sense of security and shelter. When the storm clears, you will find clarity and the tools needed to rebuild becoming stronger. Storm brings an ominous message, but there is always time to make the best of your situation. Storm guides you to hold on for the ride rather than trying to fight a losing battle. This is an opportunity to liberate yourself from the weight that keeps you stuck in one place. Additionally, storm tends to come along when you're on the cusp of a significant spiritual shift. Change for you could manifest inwardly through the destruction of limiting beliefs rather than something external. And again, this message, it very much resonates with the reading that I did for the year ahead. So, and again, if you wanted to see, this is what the actual spread looks like. Hopefully you can read my horrible handwriting. I also want to just show you this deck that I've been using this month. It's very unique. I really like it, but you do have to go look up. So instead of swords, you have canes, and instead of wands, you have candles, and instead of cups, you have good cheer, and instead of pentacles, you have gifts. But it's a really nice deck, and I was going to use it, but since I'm in the middle of using it for my own readings, I decided that might not be the best plan. So wanted to keep this somewhat short and make sure I got it done by winter solstice. This has been a little bit of a difficult time. Had some health stuff and other things that have sort of kept me from being able to get to this reading sooner. So anyway, I guess, everything happens when it's supposed to happen. There's no being late in divine mind, they say. So here is our reading for the winter solstice. I will upload it shortly and then share it. But I'm hoping you all have a very gentle holiday. May you have a warm and cozy winter. and may you have a happy new year. Blessed be. Sorry, my clicker stopped working.